Alright, just parked my car, and I am here to audition for an improv team. I'm auditioning for a house team at my nearby theater, and let's see how this goes. For those of you who don't know, let me put you on to the world of improv teams. So you've got your indie teams, and that's what I've been doing for a while. I'm on a couple of them. Those are teams that just, try and book themselves shows at various theaters all over town and such. You usually do that through just indie team shows, or through, most theaters have some sort of competition format where you go head to head against another team. Winner plays another round and so on. And then there are house teams, which are like the regular teams at a theater. And that's what I'm going to be auditioning for. Yeah. I have a friend who talks about how important it is for people in the creative space to have residency of some kind, like a spot where they can just routinely show up to do their thing, where, you always want to promote your stuff, but you don't have to worry about gathering an audience quite as much as you might when you're totally trying to promote an event from the ground up. There's some regularity to it. And yeah, also just by showing up consistently, you get better at your craft, you get the space to do your thing. That's great. I totally see where he's coming from. So that's kind of what this house team is going to do. Back when I dove back into the world of improv like 2 years ago, my main goal was to just have more opportunities to play regularly, because, this is something I love doing. And so I just want to be able to know I have opportunities to keep doing it. And so I did my round of classes. My hope was to, find opportunities to play some more. The most likely way being, being through an indie team. Peeps, I joined people from my class. We formed an indie team after classes had concluded. I'm now a member of 2 indie teams. Found other ways to play, like through workshops and electives and stuff. But this will help seal the deal. One of the quickest ways to take the fun out of improv, which is just supposed to be all about fun, is to get too wrapped up in like the competitive side of it, which there really isn't one. Improv is really more about cooperation, to put so much pressure on yourself to perform. And so trying to just enter in loose, trying to show up with back of the class, goof around energy, have fun with your friends. And we'll see, I don't know where I stand. I think I've come a long way in the past couple of years, but also there's a lot of people auditioning for these spots. So we'll just see how this goes. I am looking forward to being here. And yeah, I've lost my voice this week and I got it back just in time. So hopefully that all works out well. All right, let's go do this. All right, we did it. We're here. Audition complete. And I'm feeling okay about it. Kind of mixed. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so as a show, as a performance, as a playtime, I was solid. If the caliber of what I did there was just like a typical Saturday night show, and I had the scenes I had in there, I would be happy with it. The whole thing was very watchable. I think, all the performers were strong. And so that feels good. Just thinking of it in the context of an audition, we'll see. I didn't have any moments that were a slam dunk. I also felt a little more reserved than I might typically play when I know people, but that's common. Everyone's a little more timid. Most people. Maybe there's some exceptions, but most people are more timid when they're playing with other people for the first time, and then you learn each other's weird and get to it. Anyway, we'll see where this goes. I know a lot of the creative directors of the teams that are recruiting via this audition process, so I think it's ultimately on them and just constructing a team with good fits and a good dynamic. So we'll see how that comes together. There's a few of the team concepts that I thought looked really interesting. There's one on just spoofing reality shows and that genre. I love genre play in general. There's one that's based on music and song suggestions and stuff. I just love a team that has a good premise. And so we'll see where it goes. Even if I don't land on one, I have plenty going on in the world of improv, but it would be nice. And yeah, I feel like a win, and I've kind of needed one lately, so we'll see. In terms of it just being a numbers game, I think there's about 100 people auditioning for 50 to 60 slots. So that kind of gives me just all things held equal, a 50-50 shot. I like how I've progressed over the past year or so in the world of improv, and I think there's a lot more room to grow. So. Meanwhile, on the home front, this week my twins turned 3 years old. So because of when Kai and Juniper were born, I think throughout their childhood, it'll be very rare that we have their birthday party on their actual birthday or even close to their actual birthday. This year, their birthday happens to fall on the day after Thanksgiving. So yeah, no one's gonna really show up for a party if you put it then. So we're doing their party a week later. I almost tried to bump it 2 weeks later, but Deanna pushed back saying like, no, what's wrong with first week of December? So that's what we're doing. But yeah, I think that's how it's going to be for those two until they have a say and reasons to push me in other directions. For their actual birthday, we went out to Denny's. We did this last year too. When they turned 2, we were like, what's a restaurant that can handle 2 2-year-olds and they're not older by much brother? And Denny's was the clear answer. They handle irate seniors. They handle theater kids when it's almost midnight after performances. I remember back in the day. And so, yeah, Denny's has got your back throughout seasons of life. No one's paying me to say this. That was just my experience. If I could bring my rowdy theater friends, if I could bring my toddlers, I assume I could bring my feisty senior crowd when I'm at that stage of life. You're a cool place. You got my back. We also let them open their gifts, and so that was good entertainment for a good chunk of the day. And it's Thanksgiving weekend, so the kids are home warm, and they're all a little more restless, but that's how it goes. I'm slipping away from Party Central right now to go pick up the pizzas. Things are underway. Man. Well, this came together. It's honestly as light as a birthday celebration could get while still having one, I think. We only had a turnout of 5 other kids, but 3 sets when you lump siblings together. You know what? this is the 3rd go-round. Still figuring out what to do with the twins' birthday, honestly, because this is a tricky time of year, you know? This year their birthday was the day after Thanksgiving. You can't do that weekend, really. So half their birthdays are gonna actually fall on that weekend, but everyone's too busy. And yeah, from a small sample size, I'm learning that the weekend after is not necessarily that much better. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. You know, with twins, I would ideally, this is probably going to be truer when they get older, like they should have their own celebrations. They're their own people and shouldn't be forced into being packaged together all the time. But at this stage in life, their social circle is one and the same. In fact, it's barely different than our social circle, than Reese's. So yeah, I can't get the same people to show up for like 3 parties within 4 weeks. So that's how it's going to be. All right, well, with all said and done, we had the party, we made it happen, and it was all right. You know, by the end of the day, Kai and Junie had a really great day, and that's seriously the only thing that really matters. I have just received a congratulations text from one of my friends for making it onto an improv house team. He sent out the cast list, and here I am. This is really cool. I mean, after that audition, I was not sure I got a spot, and I kind of felt like it was 50-50, you know, it could go either way. I have really been needing some wins lately. A win. I'll take a win, and this is it. I mean, this is cool.